Now let us see the fourth chapter in the subject PLC and SCADA, that is the DCS structure. This chapter carries only 15 marks in the final examination. So those 15 marks are divided as one question for 5 marks and one question for 10 marks. Okay, so the chapter it is a very small chapter, limited questions are there in this chapter. So you can prefer this chapter for the preparation, as the syllabus of this chapter is very less, okay, compared to other chapters. So easily you can store 15 marks by simply by preparing 5 to 6 questions only. Okay, so what I suggest is prefer this chapter, okay, while preparing the final examination. So 15 marks, only limited questions in this chapter, so it is very easy. So that is what I am suggesting. So the most probably asked questions are listed here. The first question is, write a note on alarms used in the DCS. In DCS there are 4 types of alarms. First is the process alarm, second is the machinery or equipment alarm, then third is safety related alarm, then fourth one is shutdown alarm. So the process alarm, machinery alarm, safety alarm, shutdown alarm, etc., as the name itself indicate, okay, you can write short note by their name itself. That is process alarm. Alarm, what is alarm actually? Alarm is something which will make us alert by giving a buzzer or by doing some sound or by showing some indication. Okay, so this alarms, process alarm, so the process alarm will actually alert us if there is any malfunction in the process, if there is any malfunction in the process. Machinery or equipment alarms will actually alert us if there is any malfunction in machinery or any defect in the equipment, etc. Then safety related alarms, which are very important, which are given high priority in the industry. The safety alarm will make us alert if there is any end danger, if it senses any end danger in the process, if the operator or if the person in that locality, if the process feels that there is something which is going to be wrong in the process or something, then it gives an alarm, it gives an alert signal, so that we can move to the safe places, or we can be safe, or we can take the safety actions. Then shutdown alarm, that is will give you the alarm when we have to shut down the process. So let us see the first process alarm. These alarms may be to do with the efficiency of the process or indicate defect in the equipment. This type of alarm is normally incorporated into the plant control system, typically a DCS, and shares the same sensors as the control system. So the machinery or equipment alarms, these alarms assist with the detection of problems with equipment and do not directly affect the operation of the process. Next, coming to the safety alarms, which are the safety alarms are used to alert operators to a condition that may be potentially dangerous or damaging for the plant. Such alarms should normally have a high priority, and where they are involved in protecting against maloperation by the control system, they should be independent of the devices they are monitoring. In many cases, these alarms are generated by the safety shutdown system itself. The next is shutdown alarms. This type of alarms tell the operator that an automatic shutdown event has been reached and has to be initiated by the system, SIS. Next, coming to the architecture of the PLC. The PLC architecture is shown in the figure. Okay. So, you can refer this figure, you can practice this figure, so that you have to, the drawing figure is the compulsory for this question. Okay. Refer this figure. Then coming to the DCS architecture, the DCS are connected with both field devices and PC. The field devices are sensors and actuators. The DCS also communicated to PLC to get a faster response. The common communication protocol used in DCS are HART, Modbus, Profibus, FFB, etc. Then describe the functions of any two alarms. So, the 4 alarms already we have studied: process alarm, machinery or equipment alarm, safety related alarms, shutdown alarms. So, here in this question, okay, you can explain any 2 alarms among the 4 alarms. Then coming to the list the reliability parameters of the DCS. So, there are some reliability parameters of DCS. So, first one is reliability very high, usually defined hardware failure or less per year. For example, 2 hardware failure or less than per year. That is, in an year only maximum 2 hardwares may be failed. That is the guarantee condition what we are giving. Then MTBF, mean time before failure, 100 years. MTTR, mean time to repair, 1 hour or less. Online diagnosis provides a report of the network traffic, communication errors, retries, etc. Redundancy will allow some or all components in the system to be redundant, provides status and alarming for failures. Then coming to the comparison between DCS and PLC. So, the PLC and DCS may be compared. So, the DCS has high IO capability compared to PLC, where PLC has low IO capability, IO input output capability, that is to scan the input and actuate the output. High cost for low IO, low cost for low IO. This is the main station of control system. DCS is the main station for control system. The PLC is the substation for control system. The DCS can handle more complex algorithms, whereas the PLC used for low and mid range algorithms. Single hardware support, the PLC has multiple hardware support. So, DCS has single hardware support, whereas PLC has multiple hardware support. So, the advantage of single hardware support is since we have only one hardware which supports all the system, so it is very easy to monitor the malfunctions in that hardware, whereas in PLC the number of hardware increases and it becomes somewhat, compared to DCS, it is difficult to identify the malfunctions. Next is OEMs can eliminate PLC in their machines, as their machine can be directly connected to DCS. OEMs should provide PLC for operations. Okay. So, these are the some questions we have listed. Already you have solved these questions in the class, and be prepared for the examination. Refer this video, and along this video refer the notes also, because both, okay, if you refer both at the same time, you will understand what I am talking here, okay, and also remember what we have discussed in the class regarding this, okay, and be prepared for the examinations. Thank you one and all.